Գենաց հայ ժողովուրդ, Սպիրկեն թեպի Հայաստան, Հայաստանին թեպի Արցախ, յուրաքանչյուր հայի գենացը, կյանքի գոչումը։ Սեներ այս տարի արդեն երրորդ արցանց քինիի փառատոնն է, ինչպես որ գիտեք 2020 թվականին արգան չի դեղի ունեցավ։ Եվ այս տարի քալ շաբաթ, քալ գիրագի օրը մայիսի 22-ին դեղի կունենա 4-րդ արգա քինիի փառատոնը։ Եվ գուզեմ հայտնել, որ 1000 դոմսակ արդեն վաճառված է եւ դոմսակներ գոյություն չունին, եւ ինչպես որ իմ խոստումս ծեր բոլորին, յուրաքանչյուր դոմսակեն իմ բաժնի $20 գերտա Հայաստանի մեջ համալսարանի գրտաթոշակների վճարումին։ Ուրեմն այդ $60,000 որ պետքություն ունիմ 27 աշակերտներու սեպտեմբերին վճարեն, արդեն $20,000 GiniFest-ը կդրամատվի իմ միջոցով։ Այստեղ ուզեմ շնորհակալություն հայտնել այս ծերնարգի հովանավորողներին, քանի որ ինչպես գիտեք, ոչինչ կգայանա, եթե հովանավորներ գոյություն չունենան։ Ուրեմն, քանի որ մենք հայերս ամեն ինչերնից երկուքով է, Արարատները երկու կակադով, հայոց լեզուն երկու ակրությամբ, սպիրկ եւ հայրենիք երկույություն, ավասիկ այս տարվա մեր ընդհանուր հովանավորող հասկացողությունը բաժնված է երկուքի, այսինքն ոչ թե դիդրոսը բաժնված, այլ երկու ընկերություններ ունեն նույն դիդրոսը։ Ընդհանուր հովանավորողներն են remedyliquor.com-ը եւ Fat and Happy Beverages ընկերությունը։ Remedy Liquor-ը կներկայացնի Godfather vodka-ն եւ Alarez ըմբելին, իսկ Fat and Happy-ն կներկայացնի բազմիցս ընկերություններ, որոնց մի ամենահատկանշականն է Ararat brand-ին կամ կոնյակը, որ այս տարի իր 135-րդ ամյակը կդոնե եւ այլ ուրիշ եւ քինիի գոմեն գարաս ընկերության ներկայացուցիչն են։ Ատկերդը ունինք երկրորդ բաժնի հովանավորներ Մասիս Քեբաբը, որ արդեն երկրորդ տարին է, որ ուզում են աճակցել այս լավ գործին եւ այս տարի նույն չափանիշի մեջ ընդգրկեցինք Golden State Bank-ը, որ արդեն պիտի թավնա GiniFest-ի հիմնական տրամադունը։ Նրանից հետո գուքա American Savings Financial Services, Davayan Law Firm եւ Importers Direct Wholesalers ընկերությունները։ Ավասիկ նյութականի հետ կապ ունեցող, փաստաբանների հետ կապ ունեցող եւ խմիչքները ծրվող ընկերություն։ Որ մեր հետո հետ գուքանք ավասիկ Armas քինիի գործարանը, Հին Արենի քինիի գործարանը, Քարուն գատնամթերքի ընկերությունը, Madame Blue, որ նոր բացված է Pasadena-ի մեջ Huntington հյուրանոցին մեջը, Dr. Marine Papazian, արդեն ամեն տարի գովանավոր է, Margarit Kazaryan, փաստաբանուհի, որ ամեն տարի արդեն գովանավոր է, Specialized Realty ընկերությունը, Takri քինիի գործարանը, Wines of Armenia, Եվրոպական պրեզիդենտը գատնամթերքի ընկերությունը, կինոդարան նոր հեռախոսների վրա նոր app-ը մաքուր հայերենով ասեմ, Levon Travel-ը եւ G&M Sales ընկերությունը, G&M Tax Services ընկերությունը։ Տեսակ ամեն տարի գշատնանք։ Իսկ հբարտությամբ կնամ հայտնել, որ Horizon հեռուստաընկերությունը ինչպես միշտ թիգունք է կանգնած GiniFest-ին, The Armenian Report նոր եւ դասատները, որ հիմա կայքերներով հետեւին լուրերը, Zartonk Media-ն, Paxmade ընկերությունը եւ առաջին անգամ լալով հայոց Ամերիկայի բամության մեջ դեղական հեռուստաընկերություն KTLA-ը դարձած է մշտական կորձընկերը GiniFest Armenian Wine and Spirits-ի։ Արդեն ես շատ խոսեցա, հիմա կուզեմ խոսքը փոխանցել անգլերենով իմ կորձընկերին Անուշին, որ ցեզի ողջունե 4-րդ հայկական խմիչքների փառատոնի կապակցությամբ։ Խնդրեմ Անուշ։
Cheers, Stepan.
Գենաց։
Genats, Mergenatse. Good evening, everyone joining us from all the corners of the world. I feel like today, 5th year of the GiniFest, 4-year in person, we have reached, the Armenian wine industry have reached to like a global movement. And this success is attributed to everyone, every participant, everyone who comes in. In a way, you are the ambassadors of Armenian wines and spirits. Today, we have greetings from Sydney, Australia, from London, United Kingdom. We have greetings from Canada. And so we are all united by the passion and love of Armenian grapes, of the soil and terroir. Tonight we will hear messages from our friends in the wine industry. They will share their experiences, their knowledge and their expertise. And some of them actually have been with us for already 3 years. 3 years of the virtual GiniFest. They have been sending their messages. We have some new friends also adding to the group. And we're growing. The community is growing.
It's becoming a global movement.
Exactly, it's a global movement.
I think one of the best uniting Armenians is the fact that we like to drink, and then we're getting united regardless of what political and what social categories we belong to. We are all one as Armenians. And GiniFest, by its name being Gini, has introduced this uniqueness to the general public. And I'm so glad that a small idea became a global movement right now, and we will be united once again.
We're united with the wine.
Genats.
Cheers.
So let the third annual GiniFest, the virtual, which was imposed on us 3 years ago during COVID, let it be another entertaining, another informative, because the most important thing is to inform. So Genats. So this is an amazing opportunity to share the stories of each producer, of winemaker, and bring them closer to our attendees next week. Let's start the show.
Armenia. Here, the sun is warm. The taste of fruits is heightening and strong. The taste of Armenian terroir in every grape. The Armenian boughs and harvests. A 6,000-year-old tradition, ever impressing tourists. A 5,500-year-old shoe, along with 6,000-year-old grape seeds and clay pots, were found in the Areni cave. Ancient vineyards connect the villages, cities, and factories. Armenians celebrate the harvest and rejoice with wine. This is Armenia. Modern technologies bring new methods to ancient traditions. Aged in oak barrels, waiting to be enjoyed. With the birth of humanity, Armenians were making wine. Thousands of tourists come every year to enjoy the fruits of our labor, to drink in the land of wine. Taste the country in every glass.
Good evening. Our first guest is Karen, the founder of the Fat and Happy Beverages. Welcome, Karen, to our show.
Thank you for having me, and greetings to everybody here in US and in Armenia. We can say this is official kickoff of GiniFest.
Absolutely.
Celebration of best Armenian wine and spirits here in US. We are very happy to be part of it.
This is so exciting. This year, Ararat Brandy is celebrating 135th anniversary.
Yes.
That is such a long time. So how are you preparing for this event?
It's marked already, yes, 135th anniversary of the founder, actually, of the spirits business, we can say, of Armenia. So our colleagues, the factory in Armenia, had the great celebrations. As you know, we are part of biggest French Pernod Ricard group. It's been several celebrations. And the US part, we are waiting next Sunday. We have some surprises to our guests to really give a real tribute to this wonderful brand here in US.
So the big celebration for Ararat Brandy is going to be at the GiniFest. So
The
for those
GiniFest,
who got the
for
ticket,
sure.
you guys are in as such a treat to experience this celebration. Besides Ararat, I know that you also import other wines.
Correct. Yes, as we started with the time, we see the potential and the uniqueness Armenian wines. We started with Garas brandy, Garas wines, I'm sorry, and after we have several boutique wineries from Armenia as well. And the movement goes on, and our different partners starting to import other Armenian wines. And I can say now, surely, we have a long way to go and to distribute these wines to a more larger and larger audience here in US. So we have some boutique wines from Artsakh, fruit wines, Bertashen.
I see this one is a pomegranate wine. Are there
is.
other fruits that they are used also for making wine?
Yes, we have a winery from Armenia and symbols of Armenia, apricot, pomegranate, strawberry. They used to make amazing wines over there as well. But from Artsakh, we have Bertashen, which is pomegranate wine, and one red variety, which is Khandogni, their endemic wine from Artsakh.
Wonderful. What is the response of non-Armenian trying these fruit wines?
As you know, because you have put so many efforts to developing Armenian wines as well, first of all, Armenia got into the map as a wine country over the last 6-7 years. And your next guest and all of us are very proud of the work we started, but we have to develop. First reaction was surprised because Armenia not being considered as a traditional wine country, at least for most of US citizens.
Not a typical one.
Yes, but now over the time, it needs time, need work, need patience, and need more GiniFest events across the country, I hope.
Absolutely, absolutely. GiniFest is such an amazing event, brings together all wine lovers. And some of even the people who are not too much into the wine, they come and they're introduced. And the good thing is that there is a variety of different products that is appealing to each person. So someone who doesn't like the wine from the traditional grapes, they might be more tempted to try the fruit wines, which is an amazing
business.
Absolutely. What are the goals? What is coming for Fat and Happy? And also, I know you changed the name to Fat and Happy.
Yes.
How did you decide on that?
It was my personal idea when I moved to US. As much as I understand the market, Americans love fun. Americans love everything to be a little bit less complicated, as we love to do more complicated. So I believe that Fat and Happy, Chagou Bakhtavor, stands as the most common way saying cheers, since we are in a liquor business. And so this Fat and Happy become for us style of celebration, style of living, not unhealthy, but healthy, but still being happy and being fun. So my plans are at least to be distributed in most of states in US, to develop our portfolio to the national chains and to spread the awareness. This is all we do. And share good products.
Absolutely. We wish you lots of success with that. I know with hard work, determination, and passion towards the products that you carry, you are going to get there. We can all help and be a collective in this goal. So wishing you lots of success. We'll see you next Sunday.
Chagou Bakhtavor.
Chagou Bakhtavor, Sahurach, Chagou Bakhtavor.
Wishing you good luck.
Wishing you
See
good
you
luck.
in GiniFest.
Cheers. Thank you so much. Our next guest is sending a message via internet, Alison Levine. Alison Levine is the founder of the Please the Palate. She was introduced to Armenian wine through one of the master classes that I taught. Since then, she wrote an article about Armenia. She also has been featuring Armenian wines on her blogs. She also attended the GiniFest in July and was amazingly surprised and had a wonderful time. And I asked her to share her feedback, a story of her experience at the GiniFest. So we're going to see what she has to tell us. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Allison from Please the Palate. Please the Palate is my boutique agency where I focus on marketing and events for the wine and spirits industry, working with wine regions around the world to organize trade events. And when I'm not doing that, I'm a freelance writer, a podcast host for Wine Soundtrack, and host videos on Wine Weirdos and Crush on This. I also host virtual tastings educating consumers. So one of the things I love as a writer, as a podcast host, and as a wine educator is exploring wine regions and trying new wines, meeting winemakers, listening to their stories and sharing those. And when I get to share that with consumers, it's the same thing. And one of the regions that has been such a joy to explore is Armenian wines. So after learning about the wines through virtual events and different tastings, I attended GiniFest last year and had such a great time meeting these producers. There's so much history to learn, so many stories to tell, so many great, unique indigenous varieties. And that's why I think GiniFest is just such a wonderful annual event to attend. It's just exploring a new region and you can learn so much. So GiniFest is something that's on my calendar every year now, and I am looking forward to returning for my second time.
Remedy Liqueur խանութ սրահ, որտեղ կարող եք ձեռք բերել խմիչքների ձեր նախընտրած տեսականին։ Remedy Liqueur, ընտրության բացառիկ հնարավորություն։ Բարձրակարգ սպասարկում տեղում, ինչպես նաև հեռախոսով, ինտերնետով եւ մոբայլ ափի միջոցով։ Օգտվեք մեր այս ծառայություններից օրվա ցանկացած ժամին ցանկացած վայրում։ Ձեր պատվերները կառաքվեն անմիջապես։ Remedy Liqueur, մեծ տեսականի լավագույն արժեքներով։ Remedy Liqueur 818 549 1055։
The Armenian Report is your go-to news source for all things that affect everyone in our community. Our sons, our daughters, our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, our people. Be informed, be engaged, be empowered. Subscribe today for only $5 a month. Go to donorbox.org/The Armenian Report.
Advanced Chiropractic Wellness Center. Բարձրակարգ բժիշկ Մարինե Փափազյանի գլխավորությամբ մենք կհոգանք ձեր առողջական խնդիրների մասին։ Ճանապարհատրանսպորտային պատահարներից հետո գանգատների արկայության դեպքում դիմեք մեր բարձրակարգ մասնագետների օգնությանը։ Մկանային ցավերի դեպքում արկա է իր տեսակի մեջ բացառիկ քափինգ բուժում։ Կատարում ենք նաև վիտամինային ներարկումներ։ Advanced Chiropractic Wellness Center. When Nice եւ Burbank քաղաքներում։ Այցելությունների համար զանգահարեք։
The legendary taste. Created exclusively from grapes grown in Armenia. An elegant blend, born of a combination of spirits carefully selected by our master blender. Character, elevated to genuine greatness through long-term aging in Caucasian oak barrels. The true embodiment of the craftsmanship of generations. Ararat presents a contemporary shape for a legendary taste.
Hi, my name is Arthur Grigorian, and I'm the chef owner of Yerofmas Barbecue. Yerofmas, for those that don't know, it's the neighborhood in Yerevan that my father is from, and him having worked in the meat industry, this is my way of showing respect to his upbringing. At Yerofmas, we specialize in Central Texas barbecue, but we also try to mold the flavors of the old world, being the Armenian highland and surrounding regions, with the smoking techniques of the new world, being Texas, to create a sort of evolution of sorts that represents our journey, our food journey as a diaspora. We live in a world where appropriation of cultures tends to be the norm nowadays, and food being a key element of our identity as a people and our existence. It's important for us to preserve recipes and try to remember the origin of where certain things came from. And you know, it's very relative to the same way a bottle of wine would tell you a story with its vintage, is the same way a dish could tell you a story with its ingredients. And you know, there's that certain place in everyone's memory When you eat something or drink something, it's a moment or feeling of nostalgia that rewards your soul in ways nothing else can. And at Yerort Mas, we try to accomplish and give our customers that same feeling with each course and each meal. With that, all I have to say is Genat.
Thank you, Arthur, for this beautiful message. Arthur spends so much time researching all the recipes. He is, I think, one of the few people that I've met who read so much about the recipes. His food is a journey from the past into the present. It is amazing, and it's just like a poetry. So thank you, Arthur. We love eating at your place. My next guest is Stepan Bagdasaryan, a loyal friend of GiniFest. Nice to have you here.
Thank you, Anush. Thank you, everybody. It's great to be here once again and representing Armenian wine, Armenian culture, Armenian history, and we're happy to do it. Winesofarmenia.com is the place for Armenian wines, and we're happy to do this year in and year out, supporting this great movement of Armenian wines in Armenia and in the United States.
It's the global movement. Like we said earlier, Armenian wine has become a global movement. What have you added into your portfolio, or how is the portfolio doing? Any news that you would like to share with us?
Well, Armenian wines are doing phenomenally well, and they're growing not only among Armenian wine consumers, but non-Armenian wine consumers also. And I believe that's my challenge, our challenge, to bring Armenian wines to wine drinkers who are not necessarily Armenian, but are looking for that next thing. And Armenian wines present that next thing. It's the new indigenous grape varietal, it's the new winemaking technique, it's the new wine aging technique, and it's growing in leaps and bounds, and we're happy to be part of that. Winesofarmenia.com is the largest retailer of Armenian wines in the US. We have over 100 different wines, Armenian wines, that we have online, and we ship to 43 states. Among the wines are, of course, Takri, Noah, Gataro, Voskeni, Hinareni, Malahi, Tus, Aran, Old Bridge, and Ricard's David. We are really, really proud of these wines. We are proud of these wineries, and I appreciate what you and Stepan are doing, continuing with this great movement and bringing this wine to the masses.
Absolutely. Stepan, when I look at the table right now, I see the map of Armenia. Armenia has 5 regions, major wine producing regions, and I can see this whole representation of the region. So if for someone who is looking to try the wines from all over Armenia, right here everything is represented, from Tavush to Aragatsotn to Artsakh to Vayots-Dzor, the valley, everything.
Absolutely. We covered the entire range, as you said, from Vayots-Dzor to Aradian Valley to Tavush, and Tus is among the first, one of the first non-Voskehat white grapes that has made a splash in the wine world, let's say. It's a beautiful wine, beautiful white wine, and they've done a beautiful job of making that wine. It's made with Lalvari grapes, and it's a delicious wine to be enjoyed with a lot of food that you may try with white wines.
I know I've tried the Tus for Easter dinner. With fish and with eggs and tarragon, it complemented the best, you know, just like they say, what grows together goes together.
Absolutely.
So that was an amazing homage to this wine. Anything that's coming, I know that you have always something new coming, like you have new wines coming and new styles bringing on. Absolutely.
Wine is all about the next wine, next vintage, next brand, next innovation, next. So we're happy to do it. We have some new wines coming soon, next few months. And because of GiniFest, and because of that, we want to get these wines to the public as much as possible. Once again, we're having a GiniFest sale for the next 2 weeks. For the next 2 weeks, use the code GiniFest at your checkout, and you're going to get 10% off on all Armenian wines. On all 100 Armenian wines, you're going to get 10% off. Use the code GiniFest at checkout. And remember, we always offer free shipping on 6 or more bottles. Always. 10% off plus free shipping. That's a fabulous combination, I think.
I was going to say, and you offer free shipping, but you beat me to it. That's amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Stepan. This is amazing. You have been, like I mentioned, a supporter of GiniFest from day one. We love seeing you here. We love having you at the in-person. So people who are coming to on Sunday, next Sunday, what are they going to expect
Oh,
to
they're
see?
going to be
Are they gonna taste
drinking
everything?
We're going to be pouring everything. Some of our partners are going to be there. They're going to be pouring everything because we're proud of these wines. These are phenomenal wines. These are very popular wines, and we're happy to do it. And it's our duty to do it.
That's a great point that you mentioned that partners are going to be there. The producers of Takri.
Yes.
Takri is going to be there, Malahi is going to be there, Aran is going to be there, and David is going to be there. So if you want to come... And Hinareni, that's right. If you want to come and meet these winemakers, people who have put in their blood and sweat and tears, they are going to be here. Come say hello, support them, raise a glass with them, and take a picture and post it on social media.
Absolutely. And again, we're happy to do this, and we're looking forward to next Sunday, I should say. Sorry about this. Next Sunday.
22nd, May 22nd.
And we appreciate being here. And remember, always drink the good stuff. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, Stepan.
Wines of Armenia, from the ancient Ararat Valley, Voskini, to traditions passed through the Silk Road, Old Bridge, now available at Jones Markets, Remedy Liquor, Vendome Wines and Spirits, House of Liquor, and other fine wine stores. Wines of Armenia.
Highland Whiskey արտադրվում է ավելի քան 12 տարի հնեցված ցորենի բարձրորակ սպիրտից, որի անկրկնելի համը ձևավորվում է կաղնեփայտե տակառներում։ Իր մեղմությամբ աչքի ընկնող Highland Whiskey-ն առանձնանում է հաճելի սաթագույն երանգով, մետաքսյա կառուցվածքով և համերի նուրբ համաչափությամբ։ Highland Whiskey, հայկական լեռնաշխարհի անմոռանալի բուրմունք։
We all are part of the same history and the same land under the same sun. Areni Khndogni brings all Armenians together, brings us all together.
Good evening, my name is Hagop and welcome to my home kitchen. Today we'll be making za'atar crusted shrimp with hummus, peppers and onions. I hope you enjoyed our simple dish today. Please follow me on Instagram at chef_HagopH so you can see some more of my work. I hope all is well and I hope everybody has a good evening.
Thank you, Chef Hagop, for this amazing tutorial. You know, I always wonder, do the chefs cook as elaborate at home as they do in a restaurant when they're working? But I guess you can make a delicious meal at home with few simple ingredients if you just put in a little extra effort. Thank you so much. That looks delicious. Again, wanting to eat it right now. This fall, we are excited to have the first international GiniFest. And what is an international GiniFest? It's a celebration of wine of all cultures. Primarily, there's going to be, Armenia is going to be in the middle, but we are also going to celebrate all the lesser known regions. And this coming Sunday, we have a preview of our international GiniFest by introducing wines from Bulgaria. And right here we have in the studio Robert, who is the importer of the Bulgarian wines.
Thank you very much, Anush, for having me here. It's a pleasure.
So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking a trip and joining our GiniFest community, our GiniFest family. Tell us what is exciting about the Bulgarian wine industry, because I know there's lots of excitement. There's lots of similarities with Bulgaria and Armenia. So why don't you share it with us?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity. I think it's amazing. And I hate to break the Armenian party and talk about Bulgaria. But obviously, it's a super exciting region, one of the oldest. Obviously, we're not competing with Armenia or even Georgia, but I think we're right about there. Close to 6,000 years of winemaking history, and obviously, Thracian Empire was one of the first known organized winemaking societies that Homer mentioned in his Iliad. Selling wine and comparing the wine to the known wine at the time, which was Greek wine, and saying how lash they were. You only had to dilute the wine to 1:20, basically praising the quality and the sweetness. So if we come forward, Bulgaria is one of those last bastions of up-and-coming regions that combines quality with industrial capability of volume. So I think there's a lot of exciting things, both in domestic varietals and international varietals. So, I mean, there's a lot to do. So we have ambitious goals, we're working, and thank you so much for having the opportunity to talk about it.
Absolutely. So today, we have here on the table just one of the brands that you have on your portfolio. And tell us more about it. What is the story behind the dog? And maybe also about the varietals. What varietals are here in the bottles?
So our Rough Day brand basically is our attempt to popularize Bulgarian wine, making it more approachable to the American wine drinker, to its palate, to its taste. It's made in New World style, all of the wines, including Chardonnay, Rosé, Cabernet, and Pinot Noir. Actually, Rosé is from a native varietal, Gamza, which is a beautiful native varietal that has tremendous potential, and I can talk about it for hours, but I'm not going to. But it's one of the native varietals that is unique and has tremendous qualities and tremendous capacity. Dog, well, I mean, it's a homage to one of our co-creators of the brand. Dog's name was Rufus. It's a homage to every dog on the planet, to all the dog lovers. It wasn't the intention. It was sort of a tongue-in-cheek play of treating yourself, sort of a self-care. After a hard day of work,
rough day.
Exactly, you get to enjoy a beautiful glass of Cabernet or Pinot or Chardonnay or Rosé. So it is. It's not overly Bulgarian. It's not hiding its origin, but it's more of a mass enjoyment product versus boutique or select series or limited edition.
Well, so far I know whoever has tried the Rough Day wines, they absolutely like it because it's very approachable, like you said. It's very easy to drink. You can pair it pretty much with anything. And also, just with like a daily, like if you want to have a snack, you can have the wine with it. I mean, not necessarily.
Yes,
you don't
you can have it with a burger, with a chocolate, with anything.
Exactly. So our viewers, where can they? Well, they're going to taste this next Sunday. So where else can they get it if they want to buy it and try it?
Well, actually, we just got into California market. So in California, we are currently mostly in the restaurants, in a few stores like Fireside in Santa Monica, etc. But mostly in restaurants like Little Sister in downtown, One More Kitchen in K-Town, Alcove, I forget what area of LA that is. But those are pretty popular joints, and they pair very well. Again, as Anush said, as you said, this is incredibly universal lineup. Quality is amazing. You're not gonna, I mean, these are, you know, between $12 to $16, depending on what store, what area, per bottle, and they're well worth the money. And as I said, you don't need to have a Bulgarian cuisine or anything is specific. It pairs very well with continental or American dishes. So try everything.
Well, our attendees are going to try this next Sunday. There's also one more place I wanted to mention. It's the wines are available at the San Marino Cafe. It's owned by a fellow Armenian. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Robert. This was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the GiniFest community. Like I said, cheers.
Cheers.
Till next Sunday.
Genatsit.
Welcome back to the third annual virtual GiniFest. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us and greeting and meeting all our GiniFest friends. We are now going into the Zoom part of our show. We have on the line Dana from representing wines from Storica. Hi, Dana.
Hello, good to see you.
It's so good to see you. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for, I know you're not in Los Angeles, you are a couple of hours ahead, but thank you so much for staying up. Storica has done so wonderfully already with being a relatively brand new company. Last year we spoke. I wanted to ask you about the updates. What's going on? How many wines do you have now in portfolio, and what is the success? We would like to hear the success story.
Yes, we're really thrilled with what's been going on with Storica. Storica was started fairly recently in 2019, and it was started by our founders, two American Armenians, Zach Arman and Dirk Kevorkian. They had been traveling regularly to Armenia and noticed over time that the quality of wines that they were tasting when they were visiting was getting better and better and better. And they realized that they really needed to start getting those wines into the US. The United States is it's a great marketplace for the wines of Armenia, and they set up Storica to start that process. We're now working with 6 6 brands, 6 wineries. We work with Kush, which is the beautiful sparkling wine made with indigenous Armenian grapes, but made exactly in the same style as you make champagne, method traditionnel. We work with Zulal, indigenous Armenian varieties, and just as the name suggests, presented in a very pure way. We work with Oshin. We work with Van Ardi from Aragatsoten, beautiful wines made in a traditional manner. We work with the Karasi line from Voskavaz. That winery actually started in 1932 and then suffered during the bad years, and of course came back into being a beautiful winery now in the 90s, and a rosé brand called Chauffeur. And keep an eye on Storica because we have a couple new brands that'll be coming into the US this fall.
Well, I can't wait to see which are other brands that you are picking onto your portfolio. How many states are you currently in? I know that there's a presence in California and on the East Coast, but where else in the middle is Storica distributed?
Yes, we are in 10 states right now, and we're constantly looking to expand. We're having conversations with distributors all over the country, and hopefully we'll be in all 50 states within the next couple of years.
Absolutely. I have no doubt in that. With the hard work that I have seen, you are definitely going to be in all 50 states. What makes actually kind of warms my heart when I hear you talk about Armenian wine is how you're pronouncing all the words. Makes me smile, and it's just such a positive feeling that, you know, someone who is not from Armenia but is so passionate about Armenian wine. I know that you have done a beautiful job at introducing those wines into wine bars and restaurants which are completely not owned by Armenians, and I have gone to a few places and I've seen the wines that makes me smile too. So thank you so much for doing that. You are going to be at the GiniFest next Sunday. What can our visitors expect to see and try from your portfolio?
Oh, we're bringing a lot of our wonderful wines. And I'm also very thrilled that our founders will be there. Zach and Kev will both be there, so you'll get to meet them. And Varujan from Van Ardi will also be at GiniFest, so we're thrilled about that.
That is so exciting. Like I said earlier, it's always nice to see the faces behind these wines and hear their stories, and basically like see eye to eye, make an eye contact makes it so much more personal. Thank you so much for being part of GiniFest. I'm looking forward to trying the wines next Sunday and also meeting in person Zach and Kev. I don't think I've met them, so looking forward to that and celebrating all together. Thank you so much, Dana.
Perfect. Thank you. Can't wait to see you next week.
Our next message is from Keslia. Keslia is a certified sommelier, and she has a little tutorial for us on blind tasting. You know, what is blind tasting? A lot of people, you know, ask that question, and what is it good for? So Keslia, in fact, has an ebook on blind tasting that you can download for free, and you can also follow her on Instagram for By the Stem. Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Leah Herwalt. I am a certified sommelier, and I'm also a wine educator and consultant, and I'm in wine sales. And today I am here to talk to you about blind tasting. So I have a red and a white here, and I'm going to kind of show you a couple techniques to hopefully become a better blind taster. So in blind tasting, the reason we really do blind tasting is to take away kind of our preconceived notions of a wine, whether it's the variety, the region, the label, the grape, the producer. All of these judgments go away when we look at the glass for just what it is. So the first step to blind tasting is to actually assess the color of the wine. If you tip the glass down and hold it over a white surface, you're going to get the true color of the wine. With a white wine, if we see a darker color, it usually means it's been exposed to oxygen. Maybe it's been aged in oak barrels. Maybe it's an older wine. With a red wine, we're looking to see if it's translucent, if we can read a piece of paper through it, or if it's opaque and it's super dark. And what that means is the skins of the grapes. So if it's a thin-skinned variety like Pinot Noir, it's going to be translucent. And if it's a thick-skinned variety like maybe Syrah or Cabernet Sauvignon or Merlot, then it's going to be opaque. So that already is giving us some clues when it comes to blind tasting. The next step is going to be, of course, to smell the wine. Depending on how aromatic the wine is, can give us other hints towards certain varieties. For example, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc is super aromatic of fresh cut grass. Gewürztraminer is super aromatic of lychee. Torrontés is super aromatic of florals. Or if it's very neutral, like take a Pinot Grigio or a Chablis, right? They're very neutral varieties, so we're not going to get so much on the nose. And then same with red wines when we're smelling. I usually am smelling if it's fruit driven or earth driven. If it's a very fruity wine, kind of sweet smelling with maybe some oak notes of vanilla, I tend to go towards the New World, meaning the Americas or Australia. And if it's very earthy driven, like there's a lot of this, forest floor, this Italian herbs, these like mushroom notes, then maybe it's an old world wine coming from Italy or Spain or France. Then we put the wine on the palate. And there's really three main characteristics that we're looking for. So acidity is what makes your mouth water. If it's super acidic, it probably means it was grown in a cooler climate. And then tannins are what dries your mouth out and you get that chalky, sandpapery sensation on your tongue. And if you're getting a lot of tannins, that means it was a very thick-skinned variety. So like Cabernet Sauvignon has a lot of tannins, Malbec has a lot of tannins. And then our final thing is the alcohol, how much you can feel the alcohol in your throat. If it's a very high alcohol wine, it means it was grown in a warmer climate. So like a Napa Cabernet is gonna have a higher alcohol than like a Bordeaux Cabernet, for example. Those are just a few little tips. There's a lot more that goes into blind tasting. I actually have a free blind tasting ebook on my website at bythestem.co. But check out my Instagram and blog, By the Stem. And thank you so much, Anush and the whole GiniFest team for having me today. And thank you.
The grit of the soil, the heat of the sun, the shadow of the mountain. A drive that began over 6,200 years ago. Nurtured by hard work and real passion. Born of this earth, made by these hands, infused with the spirit of these people. Armenia's wine got us.
Մեր 40 տարվա փորձառությունը ձեր ապահով թռիչքների եւ փափուկ վայրիչների գրավականն է։ Գրասենյակներ Լոս Անջելեսում, Երևանում, Թբիլիսիում։ Գները հարմար բոլորի համար։ Վստահեք մեզ ձեր բոլոր ճամփորդական հոգսերը։ Ձեզ կմնա միայն վայելել թռիչքը եւ հանգիստը Levon Travel-ի հետ։
Advanced Chiropractic Wellness Center Բարձրակարգ բժիշկ Մարինե Փափազյանի գլխավորությամբ մենք կհոգանք ձեր առողջական խնդիրների մասին։ Ճանապարհատրանսպորտային պատահարներից հետո գանգատների արկայության դեպքում դիմեք մեր բարձրակարգ մասնագետների օգնությանը։ Մկանային ցավերի դեպքում արկա է իր տեսակի մեջ բացառիկ քափինգ բուժում։ Կատարում ենք նաև վիտամինային ներարկումներ։ Advanced Chiropractic Wellness Center Վեննայս եւ Բրբանկ քաղաքներում։ Այցելությունների համար զանգահարեք։
Hi, my name's Kevin Zadoyan, and I'm here to introduce Rouge, formerly Cafe Rouge. We're a restaurant and bar in Studio City. And I'm excited, very excited actually, to announce that our entire wine list here is going to be comprised of Armenian wines and some wines from very interesting regions in the world, but mostly Armenian wines from Armenia and Artsakh. A varied list of about 30 to 50 wines from different regions, different flavor profiles, from whites to reds to rosés to sparkling. And the reason why we chose to highlight a region, given that our heritage is Armenian, we're from Armenia, and also because the region has such great expressions of agriculture, soil, and recently an amazing winemaking program that's rooted in tradition, but now coming through modern techniques and modern winemaking styles, which is producing some amazing, amazing juice and amazing wines. So we're very excited for all of you to come and experience Rouge. We've got an amazing food program that's also giving a nod to Armenian heritage while staying true to modern cooking techniques and styles. And we believe that it's going to pair amazingly well with the wine program that we've built here, with participation of many of the heavy hitters in the Armenian wine community, and also a representation of all the wineries that are producing some amazing wine coming out of Armenia and Artsakh.
Thank you, Kevin. I have been thinking about this for so long and wondering where and when there's going to be a place in the heart of LA where we can go and we can have all the Armenian wines that are available. And it was like, I was thinking maybe in a few years, maybe in a couple of years, but actually next week or maybe in a couple of weeks, Rouge is opening and it's going to have everything that Armenia has to offer. We're so excited, Kevin. We're all coming. We're bringing our friends, and see you every week. We are now going to wake up everyone in Armenia. It's time to wake up and say hello. So my next guest is Mariam of Trinity Wines. Hi, Mariam Can.
Barry Luis from rainy Yerevan, Amjan.
Barry Luis. Oh, I miss rain, but I know, you guys are tired of the rain. You had lots of rain. We need rain here in LA. Mariam, tell us about Trinity Winery, and I know that you have just reopened to see visitors. Why don't you share with us some updates and some amazing and exciting news?
So for about a year and a half, we were closed, actually more like 2 years because of COVID, because of construction, but we're finally open. I'm very excited to tell everyone to share this news, because right now you can choose a few options to visit our winery. You can see the whole winery, do a winery tour, just walk in and have a wine tasting. You can visit the vineyards, and we also have special events which are called Armenian feasts. They're hosted by either my father or our winemaker, where you get to do the full experience, the wine, the tonir, the lavash, and all of that together. So I'm really excited to share that with everyone, and it's kind of like finally. We've been waiting, and after COVID and all these difficulties that we had in 2020, it's kind of a breath of fresh air, and I'm there sometimes during the weekends. So please visit us and enjoy your time in Vayot.
Madam Can, I'm just like envisioning myself sitting there eating lavash and paneer and drinking the wine. Okay, once I have too much of all of that, can I stay at your place, or where can I stay?
Not yet, but there are many really nice B&Bs and hotels around that you can definitely stay at. One of them that I know is Hotel Arevi. It's pretty close to our winery. But when I say not yet, you can also imagine that we do have further plans, hopefully soon, because of course you just want to, sometimes when people come to Trinity, they don't want to leave. We don't want them to leave either, because we're always happy to have guests. So hopefully soon.
Can't wait for that day. There is a very exciting wine that you have brought on your recent trip, and we have tasted it here at one of the restaurants. It was loved by everyone. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
So in general, as many know, Trinity usually works with indigenous Armenian grape varieties. Also, we do have some international grape varieties as well. So we do have a line of wines called 6100. We have a line of wines called Crossroads. But this special line of wine is actually called Nachnyats, or Ancestors. So our Ancestors line is mainly focused on natural wines. So they're made from the organic grapes, first of all, spontaneous fermentation, and in the clay vessels, which we call garas. So they're not buried, actually, they're not underground. And the specific wine you are talking about is our orange wine, Nachnyats, made from the Voskehat grape variety. So this wine is actually aged, actually fermented and then aged in the garas for 6 months on its skins. And actually, this all came about from something my father read from Amidovrat Amasetsi. So he was a medieval doctor, and he wrote about the health benefits of this orange wine, of amber wine, whatever you'd like to call it, especially for women. It has many health benefits. So if you'd like to read up on that, and that is how it was inspired and made from organic grapes, organic viticulture. This wine is very unique. And I think there's this new trend of orange wine, natural wine, spontaneous fermentation wine in Armenia, actually. And I think all over the world, people are going for more natural wines, more these wines which are pretty specific. And you either love them or hate them, but you will learn to love them.
It's absolutely interesting. First time when you try for someone who is not into it, it could be a little different from what you are used to. But at the same time, when you pair it with the food, it's amazing how it all changes. And I know it for the fact because I was trying it after I featured it on the TV program. Your wine is very popular. It has been listed in the Wine Enthusiast magazine, and it also has been on TV. So a friend of mine, she tried it with actually breakfast food, and it was absolutely amazing. Well, I know there has been a lot of changes also in Vino, where you are sitting and where you are broadcasting from. Why don't you share with us those updates?
So right now I am sitting at In Vino. It's pretty early. There's nobody here, as you can tell. But what we did is we actually expanded a little. So where I'm sitting is called our New World Hall. Basically, we just moved all of the wines of the New World here. And right now it's a more convenient tasting room. People can come and enjoy tastings. We do tastings more often. And of course, we have expanded our Armenian wine selection as well, because every day something new is popping up. So when In Vino first opened, I always say we had 10 drinkable Armenian wines. Now, today we have 240. I counted it specifically for today. And these are not all the Armenian wines, just the ones which are filtered out to be some of the best representations of Armenian wines. And I am so happy that we have new producers coming out, quality wines coming out. And, you know, I'm really excited about these new projects in LA. Of course, GiniFest is one of the most important things that people can join and actually just showcase their wine to everyone, because our quality is just going up daily. And I see it, I feel it. And behind me, we also have a lot of new arrivals as well. We have a different section for orange wine, like I said, amber wine, which is pretty popular. So yeah, that's basically it. We expanded and we're waiting for everyone to come here, taste Armenian wines, taste some of the best local wines that we are always happy to represent.
In Vino is an absolute must visit if you are in Yerevan, because In Vino has the best selection, the best service, charcuterie. Well, actually, I haven't been to many other places, so for me, one place and it's the best place. Amazing atmosphere, wonderful people. You feel very welcomed. You feel very educated by the time you are finished through your wine tasting. Thank you, Madam Can. I am looking forward to seeing you here in Los Angeles sooner, hopefully in the fall for the International GiniFest. Cheers and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you for having me.
Remedy Liqueur խանութ սրահ, որտեղ կարող եք ձեռք բերել խմիչքների ձեր նախընտրած տեսականին։ Remedy Liqueur, ընտրության բացառիկ հնարավորություն։ Բարձրակարգ սպասարկում տեղում, ինչպես նաև հեռախոսով, ինտերնետով եւ մոբայլ ափի միջոցով։ Օգտվեք մեր այս ծառայություններից օրվա ցանկացած ժամին ցանկացած վայրում։ Ձեր պատվերները կառաքվեն անմիջապես։ Remedy Liqueur, մեծ տեսականի լավագույն արժեքներով։ Remedy Liqueur 818 549 1055։
This is my native land, where my father created, planted, understood, and valued, made from the finest grapes. aged to perfection, the legacy continues. Feelings, stories, laughter, and love, and everything in it. We keep the history of family tradition through generations and cherish the memories of homeland and its unforgettable taste. Kilikia, the ultimate luxury.
Օհանյան այս ոդկա։ Վայելեք թեթևությամբ։
The Armenian Report is your go-to news source for all things that affect everyone in our community. Our sons, our daughters, our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, our people. Be informed, be engaged, be empowered. Subscribe today for only $5 a month. Go to donorbox.org/The Armenian Report.
Artaxerxes I, the king of Armenia, was keeping prisoner the prince of the Alans, despite the promise of his father, the king of the Alans, not to invade Armenia. It was the prince's sister, Satanik, who, through her wise words, convinced King Artaxerxes to free her brother. He also fell deeply in love with her, and they soon married. Their marriage reconciled two belligerent nations and changed the course of history. Sometimes legends like this give us opportunity to reflect and remind us that we all have a chance to create history in the present moment. Sateh is a taste of this beautiful legend.
Hello, I'm Christy Canterbury, and I'm thrilled that Anusha asked me to virtually greet you again for GiniFest. I really look forward to joining you sometime soon. I'm a master of wine based in Brooklyn, New York. I speak and write about wine to consumers and to the trade. I critique wines from around the globe, but most specifically and closely those of Burgundy, France. And I build cellars for restaurants and private collectors. Anusha asked me to reflect on my trip to Armenia, which was the September before the world shut down, and what I think of Armenian wine. And the first thing that I must say is that in Armenia, nostalgia runs very deep. But in the wine industry, there's an incredible symbiosis of the old and the new. Because while Armenia and the vine have long coexisted, Armenia's wine culture is just starting to reemerge. In Armenia, I felt a vital energy in the wineries and then from the winemakers that I visited. I got the sense that everything is possible and the potential of the Armenian wine industry has just begun. The breath of fresh air is incredible, especially because in relatively recent history, Armenia's wine production was brushed aside for brandy production during the Soviet Union until 1991. But relatively recent history cannot compete with 6,100 years of wine producing history. And we know that Armenian wine production is even older than 6,100 years, because that's simply the age of the Irani 1 cave in Vayot Zor. And the Irani 1 cave was not just home wine, casual production. It was organized commercial production. So strikingly, also, recent history has nothing to do with Armenia's passion for its native grapes. And this is incredibly unique. So many countries around the world focus on international varieties, but Armenia really focuses on its native grapes. With diligence and intelligence, the winemakers in Armenia are bringing us in our glasses today history intertwined with modernity. It's all riveting. Effectively, Armenia is simultaneously one of the world's oldest and youngest wine-producing nations. It's vitally exciting to see winemakers rediscover older varieties. They are learning more about how those grapes perform in different terroirs and in different regions. And for many varieties, they are even still learning about the grapes themselves. This is because so many of the vineyards are planted to field blends or lots of different grape varieties in a single plot. In order to discover a varietal or variety-specific character, one has to sort out all the different varieties. It's tremendously time-consuming. Moreover, as vineyard parcels tend to be small, producers often have to buy from multiple vineyard farmers who may farm differently. So this, of course, results in different flavors, sugars, acids in the grapes. So it's quite a trick to figure out how to make different wines that are varietally true. Then add to this that there are many different angles on winemaking and aging wines, from more international ways where wines are made in stainless steel vats, maybe aged in wooden barrels, to more traditional ways where producers use the carafe or the old style clay vessels. They're often buried or partially buried in the ground. And every such choice has a strikingly different effect on the final wines. The good news is that with the diversity in the Armenian wine industry, there's something for everyone. And on that note, I will wish you a wonderful GiniFest 2022 and hope that we get together soon over a glass of Armenian wine.
There are 418 masters of wine in the world, and only 149 of them are women. And Christy is one of those amazing women. We met in Armenia when we were visiting Zora's Wine. And thank you, Christy, so much for sharing your experience and your feedback on being in Armenia. Our community is so proud to have you. Our next guest is joining us from Armenia. We have here Frunz, the head winemaker of Maran Wines. Maran Wines is one of the oldest wineries and winemaking families in Armenia. I can say that for sure. And also, Frunz's dad was my teacher of winemaking in the agrarian school when I went to school. Hi, Frunz. How are you?
Hi, Anush. Hi. Glad to join you. I'm good. Thank you.
Absolutely. Why don't you share with us, just elaborate on the words that I just said about, Maran being one of the oldest families of making wine in Armenia.
Yeah, so the word Maran comes from Mariam. Mariam is our ancestor. They repatriated from Persia in the beginning of 19th century, and they were settled in their home village, Artabuing. They planted a vineyard, and we have oral tradition saying so the vineyard was planted in the 1828 to 1830, and everyone in the village till now know that the family was making wine, and the vineyard still lives. So this vineyard of apparently almost 200 years old still lives, and they were making wine up to the Soviet period, where the Soviets confiscated the semi-industrial press. So pretty much when we talk about wine heritage, Armenia has little to compare with the European states. Although we are the cradle of winemaking and viticulture, we pretty much have a gap in our traditions. So in Soviet times, you didn't have any private property, as you well know. And so we didn't have any means to advance any brands or release any brands. So our new history started after the collapse of the Soviet Union, when my father, Avak, established the official company and started producing wine. And last year, we were able to purchase these ancestral vineyards and started cultivating it, because it was almost barren, untouched for 30 years after the privatization. So when the Soviet Union collapsed, they just gave away the land to dozens of farmers. So we had to buy it back slowly, and now we're starting to cultivate these old vines, these bush vines. So yeah, we are one of the oldest, if not the oldest, winemaking families that have an actual evidence of it.
Our last GiniFest, at the second virtual GiniFest, we have shared and showed the video how you were pruning the vineyard. So that ancestral 200-year-old vineyard. So is it producing any grapes at the moment, or is it still in the process of reviving and reawakening?
No, it's all the second year we are cultivating it pruned it really extensively. So 2 years in a row, because there were lots of dead wood, a lot of editing needed, so to say. So this year we'll have some limited fruits. Next year we think it will reach full maturation. And what is interesting, we are really waiting to see the fruits, because the vines, the varieties are not really known to us. So the big surprises are coming. Also, we have done some random DNA tests with Armenian scientists, and out of 12 samples randomly selected, we had 2 samples that were unknown, so previously not recorded varieties. Yeah, and that's what makes Armenia unique in the world of viticulture and winemaking. So we have so many varieties. They give us opportunity to make and explore winemaking potential of these varieties, of course, but also they speak about Armenia being truly the original
cradle of the, Frunz, let's talk about this exciting project that you have and the wine that you made. It's a wine that has been aged under the water, and it's behind you. I can see it, Halde.
Yeah, Halde wine is our new project. So it is really an exciting thing for us. We started thinking about this idea 2 years ago, and why we have thought about it. So people around the world, winemakers, started experimenting with underwater aging. What it means is they submerge bottles of wine corked into water. Also, I have seen some people also submerge clay vessels and also amphoras into the water. What it gives is the water temperature is stable over the time, and the temperature is low, and there is no air. So wine undergoes certain different path of maturation, and we have. To be sure, we have done comparative tastings with the wines that were aged underwater and wines that were not aged. We invited sommeliers and winemakers to have an independent opinion. We sent the wine samples to analysis to lab to have an idea about phenolic compounds, important chemical compounds that make up the wine's quality and appearance. So it appears there is a difference for the red wines. We have trialed some white wines. There was no difference for the white wines. So there was a big difference in terms of quality. The underwater aged red wine was doing really great compared to the test, to the control sample. And also the lab analysis showed there is a substantial difference between these important chemical compounds in the wine, phenolic compounds. So yeah, we did it, and as also a souvenir project for Armenia, because
absolutely.
Because everyone is buying Armenian cognac, which is great, of course, to bring a beautiful picture of Armenia into bottle. So we wanted to offer some alternative as well. It's a limited production wine. About 900 bottles every year is submerged into the lake, and in this part is very important.
Frunzhan, thank you so much for your time, for sharing about this amazing project and amazing wine. Your brother is coming. He's going to be here at the GiniFest. He's going to be pouring one of the labels that you have, Malahi. We can't wait to have him here. Good luck. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anush, for the opportunity. Good luck. Thank you.
Remedy Liquor խանութ սրահ, որտեղ կարող եք ձեռք բերել խմիչքների ձեր նախընտրած տեսականին։ Remedy Liquor, ընտրության բացառիկ հնարավորություն։ Բարձրակարգ սպասարկում տեղում, ինչպես նաև հեռախոսով, ինտերնետով եւ մոբայլ ափի միջոցով։ Օգտվեք մեր այս ծառայություններից օրվա ցանկացած ժամին ցանկացած վայրում։ Ձեր պատվերները կառաքվեն անմիջապես։ Remedy Liquor, մեծ տեսականի լավագույն արժեքներով։ Remedy Liquor 818 549 1055։
Advanced Chiropractic Wellness Center Բարձրակարգ բժիշկ Մարինե Փափազյանի գլխավորությամբ մենք կհոգանք ձեր առողջական խնդիրների մասին։ Ճանապարհատրանսպորտային պատահարներից հետո գանգատների արկայության դեպքում դիմեք մեր բարձրակարգ մասնագետների օգնությանը։ Մկանային ցավերի դեպքում արկա է իր տեսակի մեջ բացառիկ քափինգ բուժում։ Կատարում ենք նաև վիտամինային ներարկումներ։ Advanced Chiropractic Wellness Center Van Nuys եւ Burbank քաղաքներում։ Այցելությունների համար զանգահարեք։
My name is Rebecca Rose Phillips. I am managing partner and wine director here at Vintage Wine and Eats in Studio City and at Buvette in Sherman Oaks. And one of the things that is super important to us at our wine bars is connecting our guests with winemakers. We love to throw events where we bring winemakers in and our guests get to understand the wine from the perspective of the people who are in the vineyards, who are, choosing the barrels, and it gets even more exciting when it can come from a place that is far away. So doing these Armenian wine events has been so exciting because I feel like a lot of our guests don't understand the rich history that Armenia has when it comes to winemaking, and it's just been really exciting to connect the winemakers with the guests and really bridge that gap of education and understanding and culture. And it's just a great way to grow community, which is super important to us as well.
Thank you, Rebecca, so much. Thank you for opening your doors to our Armenian winemakers and sharing their wine with your members. Vintage is not only a place where you can have amazing wine and delicious food, it's a place where you build a community. So thank you for that. Our next segment is by another friend, Eugene. And I asked Eugene, I said, we always talk about wine and food pairing, and sometimes people feel like the wine and food pairing has to be really sophisticated, really complex. You have to really come up with these elaborate dishes. But I said, why don't we talk about and come up with something like, if you want to have a snack, like a potato chip, what wine would go with it? Or if you want to have a pizza and wine, how can you pair that? So let's take a listen to Eugene's suggestions.
Hey everyone, my name is Eugene Arianis and I'm a certified sommelier here in Los Angeles. Currently, I work at 2 locations in Los Angeles. The first is 71 Above, located in downtown, and the second is Vintage Wine and Eats in Studio City. Last year, I attended GiniFest for the first time and had an amazing experience. I got to try different types of wines from sparkling, white, rosé, red wines, got to learn all about the different grape varietals and the region itself. Had different types of Armenian food, had coffee and tea, and even got to experience some cognac and delicious brandies. Overall, I had a great experience, great time, and cannot wait to attend GiniFest this year. Today we're going to be talking about 2 wines, a sparkling brut wine made in the traditional method, just like champagne, and a red wine that is going to be a blend. Along with this, I'm going to be talking about some food pairings to go along with it. So with that said, let's start with the first. This is going to be a sparkling wine, a sparkling brut wine that's made in the traditional method, just like champagne. The name of the wine is Kush Origins. This comes from the Vanzorz region in Armenia. This is 70% Boskohar and 30% Kontonini. This is a wine that's very bright, refreshing, has a lot of energy to it. On the nose, you get a lot of citrus components, so think of lemon, lime, a lot of Meyer lemon, orange peel, some tree fruit qualities like pear, almond characteristics, and even this brioche toast. On the palate, you get kind of some of the same characteristics that the citrus, that lemon, that lime, that Meyer lemon, more of a mandarin orange, and then even that pear quality as well, almonds, the brioche toast. But what's fascinating about this wine, it has a lot of juicy minerality to it. So it's very bright, very energetic, really refreshing. Some foods to go along with it would be some fish tacos, ceviche, any fried foods would be absolutely delicious with this. I like pairing this with like a maple turkey sandwich loaded with like lettuce, onions, tomatoes, avocados, and cheese. And even enjoy a light snack with this, potato chips, sea salt potato chips, jalapeno potato chips. Overall, absolutely delicious. The next wine is going to be a red wine that is a blend. It comes from Malarn Winery. Malahai is going to be the wine, and this is going to be 60% Arni Noir, 20% Malbec, and 20% Hongduni. This is going to be a lot of the same as the first wine, very bright and refreshing. Lots of red fruits, so think of cherries, raspberries, cranberries, pomegranates. A lot of like rocky tones to this, like rocky earthy tones to it, some sweet tobacco, and fresh floral, so some roses, some lavender components to it, even kind of like this licorice component as well. On the palate, same qualities, but I think the one thing that stands out for me is going to be more of like the plum. There's like a red, juicy plum quality about it, so like the flesh but also the skin. Same, all the red fruits that you get on nose, that earthy, rocky kind of components, sweet tobacco, licorice as well. So overall, a very delicious, bright, juicy, nice juicy acidity. The tannins are not going to be heavy on this, very well integrated, long finish. Some pairings that go along with this would be like chicken tacos, like barbecue chicken tacos or barbecue chicken pizza, any chicken dishes. I even think blackened or herb crusted salmon would go really well with pairing for this wine, and steaks like ribeye, any game dishes, and even, believe it or not, delicious double from In-N-Out, and even with animal fries. This wine is like super good with this. So these are some like food pairings and some wine pairings, some food pairings that go along with these wines. I hope you enjoy and explore Armenian wines, because there's a lot out there to explore and to enjoy, and especially the food pairings that go along with it, to explore, to match. But like I said, I had such a great time at GiniFest last year, and look forward to this year. Cheers.
Armenia. Here, the sun is warm. The taste of fruits is heightening and strong. The taste of Armenian terroir in every grape. The Armenian boughs and harvests. A 6,000-year-old tradition, ever impressing tourists. A 5,500-year-old shoe, along with 6,000-year-old grape seeds and clay pots, were found in the Areni cave. Ancient vineyards connect the villages, cities, and factories. Armenians celebrate the harvest and rejoice with wine. This is Armenia. Modern technologies bring new methods to ancient traditions. Aged in oak barrels, waiting to be enjoyed. With the birth of humanity, Armenians were making wine. Thousands of tourists come every year to enjoy the fruits of our labor, to drink in the land of wine. Taste the country in every glass.
Hi, I'm Ellen Clifford, writer and host of the Wine Situation podcast. My experience at GiniFest last year was so much more than I expected. I knew that I was going there to drink good wine from Armenia. But I didn't know that there was also going to be liqueurs, that there was going to be food. You guys, the cheese, you have to go for the cheese. There was music, people were dancing, arts, just, it was like really comprehensive. There was a huge map you could color on. There was just so much more going on than your typical wine fest, I think. The favorite wine I had there was by Keush, I might be saying that wrong, Keush, and they made this traditional method sparkling wine that was just everything you want in a bubbly that has like texture, but it's crisp, just everything you wanted. And why should you go there? I think it's good to get out of like your rut. I think here in Southern California, obviously we drink a lot of Southern California wines, but we don't see that much Armenian wine or are not exposed to it as often. So it's just good to get something new in your mind and your palate to broaden your horizons. And also, you know, it's coming up, so you can be the hip person that like knew Armenian wine was cool before everyone else knew it was cool. So definitely go check it out, drink the wine. There was like really good brandy there. Eat the cheese, please eat the cheese. Just go there and have a good time.
Thank you, Ellen, so much for sharing your experience at the GiniFest. We're looking forward having you next Sunday at our 4th annual festival. You can catch Ellen's show. She has a podcast called The Wine Situation. It's an amazing, very educational and very fun podcast to listen to. We are going back again via Zoom to Armenia. This time we are going to talk about fruit brandies and what it is. And this fruit brandy is called Arales. It has made huge inroads here in Los Angeles, and people are actually switching from drinking tequila to Arales. And he has also a tagline. Pavel, are you there?
Hello, Los Angeles. Hello, Anush.
Hi, Pavel.
Hello, Stepan.
It's good to see you.
How are you there?
We're doing wonderful. We are looking forward to the next GiniFest, which is next Sunday, and Arales is going to be represented over there. It's going to be poured. Why don't you share with us the idea of coming up with producing such an amazing product and the fruit that you source from the local villages and regions?
So, dear friends, first of all, thank you very much for giving me opportunity to be among guests of your amazing festival. This is really very nice, look like a bridge, because 40 minutes ago I see my brother, cousin, Chef Artur Grigorian. So this is a really bridge between Armenia and community from Los Angeles. So we are now sitting in our company, in our factory, Arales Brandy House. I would like to tell you that we are making special things. Perhaps we are one of the best in our country. We are making fruit brandies. We have 9 varieties of white color, look like silver collection. And now from this year, we are beginning to launch the already 5 years old aged collection. It will look like this.
What fruit is that?
This is Calvados apple. From apple pomace, we use 4 or 5 varieties of different apples. And we have fantastic results. Don't speak too much about the quality, because really you will be surprised. This is amazing job. And we also have a special packaging for it. And the packaging look like this. Let me show you. Oh, look like this. The packaging is also very luxury, amazing job, made in Italy. So everyone will be happy with this to have in their bars, let's say.
Pavel, is that available? Are those gift packages, are they available in the United States? Because I know your silver line is, and you brought in 4, and then you brought another 4 varietals.
We hope for this year, already before the new year, to be in United States market. And I would like to say that this is really tremendous job incredible job with very high standards. All our aged spirits pass the finishing process. You know, finishing is quite difficult and very expensive process, but we make it. And we have now 4 different barrique casks with wet wine, Marsala, Sicilian one, Banyuls. This is a French wine. We have also Sauternes, Baron Philippe Collection Edition casks. And also we have 15 years old Ruby Porto casks. So we can enter to United States market with 4 different very interesting aromas and with very interesting finish.
Pavel, it's amazing how you are determined to make the best out of those amazing fruits, and you are striving to make it based on like the European standards, so to say. So I have tried your spirits. They're delicious and they're very pure. Even if you don't drink them, when you smell them, you can detect the aroma of those not the grapes, but the fruit and the berries of my childhood. So of course in childhood I didn't drink those spirits, but when I smell the mulberry brandy, it just smells like I'm like smooshing a bunch of white mulberries in my hand. How important is for you to find the right fruit?
I would like also to add a little bit that already we are, as a present, in some very high celebs house. Look like we sent 2 bottles to Mayweather, the very famous boxer. We also sent 2 bottles to Eric Trump, the son of Trump, your president, ex-president. So we have also be already in the house of Mani Khoshbin and Leila Milani. As I understand, they are also celebs. So we are making very nice steps to become one of the best brands in the world.
That's awesome. That's amazing. So after people hearing about your amazing product and they're visiting Armenia, can they visit your distillery? Is it open to public or not?
Look, for this moment, honestly, we are making only, let's say, closed tours. Some very high-profile people call us. They would like to see our barrique casks. They are all French-made, The size is barrique, all from Limousin forest of France. It is very, very high-quality casks. And we are opening the doors for only these people, for this moment. But maybe very soon we can organize also tours for everyone. Sometimes calling some people from government, from different high places, and we are obliged to make the tours. But I hope that maybe after some time we will be open for everyone.
Well, I'm looking forward for you opening your doors for everyone.
You are always welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Stepan was also here, so you are always welcome.
Absolutely.
For us, you are very high-profile people. You are doing fantastic job.
Thank you.
For our business. Both of you, and also one guy whom I didn't know yet. Really, you are doing amazing, good job for all producers who are in Armenia, especially for opening new markets, and we always appreciate it.
Thank you, Pavel, for kind words. This is a collective effort. We are strong together, and like I said earlier, we are united by our love and passion of Armenian grapes, of Armenian soil, of Armenian fruit, of Armenian terroir, and we are all in this together to make big waves and bring in lots of awareness. Cheers to that, and thank you so much.
Everyone.
Thank you so much. All right.
Have a nice evening.
You too have a great rest of your day. Now we are going to take a trip to Canada. We have Ginetun owner, Kevor Kataroyan, joining us. Well, actually, he's sending us a message. He's an importer of Armenian fine wines and spirits, and he has been working really hard to bring all these delicious beverages that we have to offer to Canada and to Canadian people. Let's go into his message.
Hi everyone, my name is Kevor Kataroyan, and I'm coming to you from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And I'm the owner of Kinedun Wine and Spirits. I'm an importer agent for Armenian and Artsakh wines and spirits. I've been doing this for the last couple of years now. Obviously, the last 2 years have been a challenge with COVID and the war in Artsakh. But I'm happy to say that we're back on track, and the pipeline's pretty good for Canada. Our clientele is growing. We started with obviously the Armenian community up here in Canada, who have been and are still very supportive. And we are now across the country in a lot of the top restaurants, the top hotels, bars. And it's very important for us to continue and support our homeland. Obviously, we all know the challenging times that Armenia is going through. And one of the ways that we can help, and what we can do in Spurk, in the diaspora, is support our country, at least economically, by buying a bottle of wine. So good luck to you for GiniFest. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend, but I'll definitely be there next year. Anush, Stepan, Varskevnit Kadar, best of luck on GiniFest. And if ever you're up in Canada, you can find me at Kinedun on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on LinkedIn. Just reach out, and if you're looking for any Armenian wines, you can find it via Kinedun. Genatsnut, cheers.
The Armenian Report is your go-to news source for all things that affect everyone in our community. Our sons, our daughters, our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, our people. Be informed, be engaged, be empowered. Subscribe today for only $5 a month. Go to donorbox.org/The Armenian Report.
We all are part of the same history and the same land under the same sun. Areni Khandogni brings all Armenians together, brings us all together.
Welcome back to the 3rd annual virtual GiniFest. Now we are joining via Zoom to Germany. We have Victoria on the line, and Victoria is going to share with us where she's joining us from. Hi, Victoria.
Hi, good evening to you, good morning to us.
So where are you right now? I mean, you're in Germany. I said, what's going on?
Yes, we are in Düsseldorf, Germany right now. We're here for Pro Wine, Armas, along with a bunch of other Armenian wine producers and many, 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 many more from all over the world. So Pro Wine is this wonderful expo that takes place every year. We haven't been able to come since 2019. That was our last year, pre-COVID. So we were very excited to be here, touch base with our European distributors, make some new contacts, see what's going on in the industry, generally speaking. So it's wonderful to be here. 6:30 in the morning here, just FYI.
Good morning. That's the morning wine. Cheers.
Yes, of course. It's how to get the day started. A great day, that is.
Victoria, well, we're looking forward to having you back here for the GiniFest. I know that a lot of of the winemakers who are right now in Germany are going to come to the GiniFest, and we cannot wait to see you. Share with us what's new with Armas, what's going on, what new lines or products you have, and give us some exciting news.
Absolutely. So this year, October of this year, we're going to be celebrating the 10th anniversary of our winery, of the Armas winery, and the 15th anniversary of our Armas estate. So to celebrate, we're going to release two fantastic new wines, our Grand Reserve and our Grand Rosé, each one better than the next. We're so excited to release these new wines in the coming months. That's certainly what I have on my mind. Also, of course, new markets. Harvest is coming up in September. I'm flying out here from Armenia, so it was wonderful to be there to touch base with our winemaker and plan what we're doing for the following years. We have something very exciting brewing that we're going to start this September. It'll be another 2 years in the making, but as us in the wine industry know, it's no time at all.
Absolutely. For us, it's hurry up and wait. A lot of waiting and a lot of hurrying up. Thank you, Victoria, so much for taking this time and joining. We cannot wait to have you here next Sunday and taste your wines, and everyone who is going to attend are going to get to meet you and taste the wines and learn more about Armas. Have a very successful ProWine. I wish all of our wine industry members lots of success. Come back with lots of contacts, lots of placements. We wish you lots of success till the next time.
Thank you so much. I would also just love to invite everyone to Armenia. Finally, COVID rules are relaxed. It's wonderful. Please don't be fooled by the few images that you see on the TV. It is not only is it not as bad as it seems, it's just a little auxiliary noise that's happening in Yerevan. Aside from that, the city is booming. There's so many people. It's vibrant. It's beautiful. The weather is perfect. Cuisine, service, wine. Visit, enjoy Armenia. It's the #1 thing that we can do as Armenians.
We are coming in the fall.
Good.
I'm coming in the fall.
Cheers.
I'll be there. Cheers, Victoria. Good luck.
I see you soon.
Our next segment is by a very dear friend who is a cognac educator. She was with GiniFest since day one, sharing her knowledge of cognac, because cognac is such a close beverage, alcoholic drink for us. We love Armenian brandy. We call it cognac. So today, Irina is giving us a little bit information on cognac and sharing her passion and love of some of the Armenian brandies.
Barev. My name is Irina Ponomarenko. I am a sommelier and a cognac educator. I am really looking forward to GiniFest on May 22nd. There will not only be wine, but also Armenian brandy. There will be fruit brandy made from traditional Armenian fruit like mulberry. And of course, there will be the Armenian brandy made from grapes. And over the past few years, I've had a chance to taste not only cognac, which is my passion, but also Armenian brandy, and I appreciate a different style of brandy. So Cognac is a city on the west coast of France, and it has its particular style. Armenian brandy borrowed the technology in the 19th century. It borrowed the distillation technology from the French, but in the 145 years of Armenian brandy, it has developed its own distinctive style. Even though the distillation process is the same, Armenian brandy is made with native white Armenian grapes like Voskehat, Kangun, Garandmak. It is aged, they are grown on the volcanic soils of Armenia, which gives them a distinct taste. And the Armenian brandy is aged in the Caucasian oak, which also adds to a particular style that is different from cognac. Armenian brandy tends to be fuller bodied, has a deeper color because of the oak, and it's just a different drink that has to be appreciated in its own right. So I strongly encourage you to come and taste both the wines and the brandies of Armenia. Cognac, Armenian brandy, cheers.
Genats.
Genats.
to create along with nature. To masterfully blend subtle flavors. To trust time in the making of history. To share everything we are proud of. Ararat, from heart to heart.
Advanced Chiropractic Wellness Center. Բարձրակարգ բժիշկ Մարինե Փափազյանի գլխավորությամբ մենք կհոգանք ձեր առողջական խնդիրների մասին։ Ճանապարհատրանսպորտային պատահարներից հետո գանգատների արկայության դեպքում դիմեք մեր բարձրակարգ մասնագետների օգնությանը։ Մկանային ցավերի դեպքում արկա է իր տեսակի մեջ բացառիկ քափինգ բուժում։ Կատարում ենք նաև վիտամինային ներարկումներ։ Advanced Chiropractic Wellness Center, Վեննայս եւ Բրբանկ քաղաքներում։ Այցելությունների համար զանգահարեք։
Hello wine lovers at the GiniFest 2022. I'm Ardashes Jokaklian. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and this is my wife Anush.
Hello.
We are the owners of the High Kini. It's an online shop for only selling Armenian alcoholic beverages all over Australia. It's been a year we're operating and we're very happy with the results. We import 90% of our product ourselves directly from Armenia, and at the moment we have 50 plus products on our website, and soon we are looking to double that in numbers. We have 2 licenses, a retail and a wholesale license. We provide alcohol to restaurants, individuals, and wine shops as well. Our main policy is to bring more of the Armenian indigenous wine variety like Areni Noir, Voskehad, Khatun Kharji, Sireni, which creates more interest from the wine lovers in Australia.
We always wanted to create a business which connects us with Armenia and to contribute to the country's economic development. With our many travels to Armenia and visits the wineries, we have decided that the best way to represent the country is to sell its wine, which goes back to the last 1,000 years of Armenian winemaking traditions.
Half of our customer base are non-Armenian descent. In fact, half of our customers are the Australian wine lovers, which are coming back and back, buying more. And they mainly like buying because we have the Armenian indigenous variety, and also we have customers that buying present to each other, especially Armenians, which makes it very promising for the future for the Armenian wine industry in whole.
Good luck for the GiniFest and congratulations to the organizers, participants, visitors, and Armenian winemakers in general. We believe that we all are one family of ambassadors for Armenian wine and spirits industry as whole.
Cheers. Cheers.
Կենացներդ հայքինի, կենացներդ, it is amazing what you are doing. We are so happy to see Armenian wines in Australia, and I'm so amazed to see your passion and determination of introducing Armenian wines to Australians and also within the Armenian community. Our next video is going to take us to London, United Kingdom, and this video was recorded 8 a.m. London time and 12 a.m. well, actually 9 and 12 in LA, but we were determined to record, and I wanted to share Zara's story, what she does, and how hard she works to bring light to Armenian wines.
Buddy Luis, now we are saying hello to Zara in London.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Anushjan.
It's, I think, 24 minutes past 8. My first wine today.
And it's already next day for me, so it's 12:30 a.m. next day. Zara, you are an importer of Armenian wines in London. This is such a big responsibility and a big job to take on, because I know there was nobody there before who would bring so much variety. How did you decide to take on this job, and why?
Let's put it in very short sort of response. I always go for the most challenging tasks in life, always. And if when people told me it's going to be difficult 5 years ago, I laughed. And at the same time, I thought, if people are saying this is going to be difficult, then this is probably something I should be doing. I moved from finance to wine, and after working with a lot of other countries, I went into taking on Armenia, Georgia, Lebanon, and Greece as among the others. But with the cornerstone of our portfolio is Armenian wines, and we find it very exciting, even though it's very difficult, but it's a challenge. And I was in a position when I thought that, in 5 years' time, it's going to be pretty well established. COVID killed all of that hope. For 2 years, we were completely closed. But I'm giving it at least another 5 years to become sort of bigger and more impactful. Yeah.
You are, from what you started, you didn't start with such a large portfolio. Now your portfolio has doubled or even tripled from what I'm learning. So you are growing, but yes, because of COVID, I'm sure there was a challenge.
We are growing. We have almost doubled, but the focus on the increase is to introduce wines which complement the portfolio. I bring either different varieties or different styles, and also different profile producers, because we work with such a big diversity. We work with Voskevas, which is pretty, significant and big. And we have a smaller Van Ardien. We've recently taken Ricars, which is much, much, much smaller. I'm not going to, list them all, but in a way, yes, you have to bring new wines, to show new wines every year, or at least every couple of years. But the work that we've done with the first shipment back in 2017 has given us a very good basis of pushing the wines that have been introduced first. They are performing amazingly here.
What is the response of British and maybe non-British too in UK and London when they taste Armenian wine? Are they interested?
Surprised.
Are they looking?
It's a huge surprise. It's the very English way of saying low expectations and high achievements. In a way, they perceive it could be a little bit over emotional, because they never expected to be so good. I think the reality is somewhere in between, but they are amazed, they are surprised. A lot of them do not know where Armenia is. A lot of them didn't know that Armenia makes wine. And then when they drink the wine, and when you give them the right wine to drink, they are taken aback.
Tell me what's behind you, and how did you manage to bring it all the way to London?
Oh, it's my caras. It's actually almost 300 years old.
I love this so much. I want one.
It's so heavy. Trust me, it needs at least 3 people to move it. I didn't bring it. I actually, thanks again to Voskevas guys. When we were doing our first wine trade event at London Wine Fair in 2017, I wanted, a centerpiece for the stand. We've had the stand in the very center of the hall, and we wanted a centerpiece. So we shipped it in one of our container shipments with the wine. We had this on a pallet, which arrived here. We had lots of questions like, how did you manage? It's probably so expensive, how old it is. And when they get to know how old it is, and that it's actually traveled somewhere from Vajod, imagine, all the way to London. It's crazy, but you know, in a way, it reminds me every single day because there are very hard, and difficult days when you want to scream and shout and you want to like, what the hell am I doing? I should be back in finance, doing my partner job and not even thinking about wines. And then every time you look at this and you think, no, actually, I'm doing something that I'm leaving an impact for the hopefully next generation because I truly believe Armenian winemaking has a huge potential. It's full of challenges with the current economic situation, with the war, the way that cost of living across the world is increasing, etc., etc. But at the same time, we Armenians, nothing comes easy to us, does it, Anusjan? Has
No,
anything
it
come easy?
doesn't. We are very resilient. We are
Yeah.
resilient. It's amazing. I love seeing that. Zara, I know you are about to go take a trip to Germany. There's going to be lots of our Armenian winemakers over there. Please give them our best regards. We wish you so much success. And I'm hoping that one of these days you will be here for the GiniFest.
I certainly would plan to be there next year, and I think what you're organizing, let me give you the kudos back. I think it's amazing what you do. I wish we could be doing something like this here, but we don't have that outreach of community. So yes, it's amazing. It's great to see California picking up and showing the best of our wines, and you're doing an amazing job. So well done.
Thank you. It takes all of us. It takes a community, and this is what I was saying, that GiniFest is not just a festival here in Los Angeles. It's a global movement. It's a celebration of all of us who are working hard and bringing light to our land, to our producers, to our winemakers. We have messages coming from Australia, from London, from Canada, and it's amazing to see that we all have the common goal. We have all this desire to show what Armenia has to offer, and seeing what you have taken on this huge role. It's Genatsa Zara.
Thank you so much, Dirk.
Remedy Liqueur խանութ սրահ, որտեղ կարող եք ձեռք բերել խմիչքների ձեր նախընտրած տեսականին։ Remedy Liqueur, ընտրության բացառիկ հնարավորություն։ Բարձրակարգ սպասարկում տեղում, ինչպես նաև հեռախոսով, ինտերնետով եւ մոբայլ ափի միջոցով։ Օգտվեք մեր այս ծառայություններից օրվա ցանկացած ժամին ցանկացած վայրում։ Ձեր պատվերները կառաքվեն անմիջապես։ Remedy Liqueur, մեծ տեսականի լավագույն արժեքներով։ Remedy Liqueur 818 549 1055
To create along with nature, to masterfully blend subtle flavors, to trust time in the making of history, to share everything we are proud of. Ararat, from heart to heart.
Անուշ եւ այսպեսով գարձեմ երրորդ ցերնալը արցանց GiniFest-ը արդեն հասավ իր ավարտին։ Սեներ ինչպես տեսակ փոխանցակալից եւ դերեկություններով լի։ Գիտելիքները անհրաժեշտ է մարդ արարածի համար եւ քինին բարձրապես խմելու համար չէ, այլ վայրելու եւ հասկանալու թե ինչ ենք կատարում։ Եվ գուսան որ իրականչու մարդ ինքը իր կարողություն ունի որ չի չափազանցի խմելը որ վնաս չհասցնի իրեն Սեներ, արդեն դեղյակ եք, որ կալ գիրագի օրվա GiniFest-ը արդեն ծախված է, այսինքն ընդհանուր դոմսակները ծախված են, արդեն 1100 հոգի ներկա դիտելա։ Եվ ես կդակ մրի Facebook-ի վրա, նրանք ովքեր knowledge track-ին հadoop մեծ գումար գնվիրեն, այսինքն մեծ գումարը ասելով $100-ն ավելի բարձր, նվազագույնը $150 մեկ դոմսակին, մի քանի դոմսակներ ունին, որ նամ իրենց դրամատվել։ Եվ այսպեսով շնորհակալություն ուզեմ հայտնել Անուշին, այս 2 ժամը ոտքի վրա գեցած, ես չգրծա իմանալ, ես կացի քիչ մահանքից ծրի, բայց վերջո ղեկավարում էի այս բոլորը։ Խնդրեմ Անուշ, քո այսօրվա այս արցանց ցերնարգի խոսքը դասա։
It is such a pleasure to do this 3rd year in a row and to be involved in GiniFest. It's my passion. Armenia and wine combined together. I want to thank everyone who sent their messages today, who joined us via Zoom, who took time to send in their best wishes and regards. Like I said, Armenian wine has become a global movement, and it is because of all of us. It's a collective effort. It's a collective desire to bring this to another level. So cheers to all of you. We'll see you all on Sunday.
Definitely.
Genat.
Genat.